Right, next up, race 6 out of 24, Senior Rotax, Heat 2, C versus D. Here's your starting grid, and it is meant to be, it's actually, according to my grids here, Clayton Ravenscroft and Sebastian Bailly round on the front row, ahead of Paul Fokema and Kai Hunter. Luca Larini and Lars Zane in row 3. Bert Dorrestein and Milan Coppens, row 4. Noah Hipp and Ansel Caldajas complete the top 10. And it's Kai Gielitz and Bennett Arons, row 6. Nick Coppens, Luca Costa, row 7. Kevin Kremers, Zem Van Til, Louis Jouin, Arnold Domingo, Justin Polman and Jens van der Heyden. Nathan Schaefer, David Lackner, Mathis Berland, Philip Keskik, Alexander Abkazava, Corentin Franchi, Zen Rudenberg, Mitch Haynert and Axel Goes. That is your grid for this race. 29 drivers in total. Had a really nice chat with Clayton and his mum and dad, Victoria and Steve, last night over the wonderful Arabian, 1001 Arabian Nights dinner that we had yesterday evening. So good to catch up with them after a very, very lengthy time. So 10 minutes plus an additional lap on the clock. Red lights are on the starting gantry, ladies and gentlemen. Still plenty more races after this one. So we'll have 2 more to go before we go to the lunch break. Right, 29 drivers, 14 and a half rows. Into the tram lines, they split, revs rise. Are we ready? We are lights out and away. And let's see who gets the best start. Clayton Ravenscroft gets all elbows out and stays ahead as Kai Hunter forces his way through into second as it's 3 abreast. Some drivers using the runoff area. And oh, someone's gone spinning backwards. That is the 6:47 and Philip Keskik from Germany. Yellow flags wave, but Keskik back on the road. Oh, another turnaround. And this time it's the 6:35. And that is Milan Coppens. What on earth is going on here this weekend? And there's another problem. We've got the 6:27 and the 6:47. That's Philip Keskik and Louis Jouin both off. But now Ravenscroft versus Kai Hunter. So Kai's brother Reese picked up the victory in the first one. Ravenscroft looking, and he's really, when I had a chat with him last night, really, really good to have him back in Rotax circles. He's really enjoying it. But now Kai Hunter up the inside, looks for the lead. Through on the start of lap number 2, gets through, but Ravenscroft knows this circuit well, has raced here many a time as a junior and a senior, particularly in the B&L karting series. And a little bit further up the order, Lara Zanen battling away with Sebastian Bailly, both Belgians. Sebastian normally works, well, I normally see him in the Dams Racing awning, and that's who he's racing is with this weekend. Kai Gielitz battling his way at the bottom part of the top 10, the 15-year-old, based not too far from these parts, running as a senior for the very first time. And he's got Bert Dorrestein, Bennett Arons and a whole host of others. Sen Rudenberg, I think, has just made a move through. Amongst others, Mathis Berland, being run by Nicolas Picot this weekend, has also made a couple of moves. Is now up the inside, Paul Fokema in the 6:51. Makes the move up the inside of Clayton Ravenscroft to now take second position. So Fokema also still running with PKS Competition. Just behind them is Luca Larini from Belgium. Lara Zanen rounds out the top 5. And we've got the very interesting livery on Nick Coppens' car, the 389. Something I've not seen. He normally has the Dams Racing livery on there as well. So at the moment, Louis Jouin, Philip Keskik and Bendit Sabo look like they have all retired from the race. I'm just waiting for the crosses to show on the live timing, which you can find at motorsport-events.se/Rotax Euro Trophy. There's now Larini up the inside of Ravenscroft, but Ravenscroft had the switchback and made it count through turn 12. And Lara Zanen in the 397 from GKS, looking up the inside through turn 3. Nearly had that happen, but Noah Hipp managed to close in on the Belgian because Lara Zanen hit the curbs going through turn 3, and that can cause you a lot of momentum loss as Gielitz really getting his elbows out alongside. Oh, Oh my goodness, Sebastian Bay had Kai Helitz to his inside going down the Europalan, and Helitz gets through. So Juan Keskik, Prinsloo and Szabo all out of the race. We're down to, well, it looks like I'm just keeping my eyes on this because Bendit Szabo was on, I'm not too sure if Szabo was actually in the previous race, but oh, it's getting a bit close for comfort. One of the drivers there, Kevin Kramer's in the 393, having a big old battle royale at the moment with quite a few drivers, as there goes Luca Larini up the inside of Clayton Ravenscroft to now take back third position. Noah Hipp is closing in on them, and Noah Hipp is pulling away from Lara Zainen. Enzo Caldejas, third in this year's International Trophy, up to P7. Kai Helitz in eighth and is trying to get past Sebastian Bay. And then Sem Van Thiel, Veer Dorrestein, Nick Cuppens, Bennett Arens, Nathan Schaefer, and Kevin Kramers ran out the top 15 as Larini looks to pull away from Ravenscroft. As I think that was a bit of a wake-up call over the curbings there for Veer Dorrestein, who was side by side with Nick Cuppens just then, as we're nearly halfway through the race. But Kai Hunter leading Paul Fokema, Luca Larini and Clayton Ravenscroft and Noah Hipp round out the top 5 positions. And it looks like, yep, the move has happened. Kai Helitz running as a senior this weekend, 6:55. Gets past Enzo Caldejas from France in the 3:27. Helitz this year has won the Belgian Max Challenge, the B&L Karting Series, the Rotax Max Euro Trophy for his second successive season, and he also picked up the International Trophy crown as well back at Le Mans in late July. And I think he's also he's been keeping himself busy as the young 15-year-old. And now he's having a trial by fire here in Senior Rotax. 4 minutes and 40 still to go. Mitch Haynert and Corentin Franchi, along with Jens van der Heyden, they're right at the back end of the field. Van der Heyden running with Combi Kart Racing Team. As Helitz, looking up the inside of all people, gets past Lara Zainen. Kai Helitz is really showcasing that he might have been a junior this year. He's gone to seniors, and he's actually proving himself pretty well. So the good thing is, as we see a little bit further back, Sebastian Bailey up the inside of Lars Zanen. That's close, going through turn 7, and Zanen was nearly in the barriers, but he hits the curbs. Up the inside, Sem Van Thiel gets through. Oh my goodness. I mean, I've seen it 2 wide, I've seen it 3 wide, coming into turn 7 off of the Europalan. But mamma mia, I mean, Lars Zanen was that close to glancing the foam barriers off of the exit of turn 7, as now Paul Fokema comes under fire from Luca Larini from Belgium. Larini is in the slipstream, pulls to the inside of the French driver and gets through on the approach into the apex of turn number 7. Less than 3.5 minutes still to go. And Kai Hunter now has a lead of nearly 9.5 tenths of a second after what has been an interesting and exciting 7 laps so far. We're under lap number 8 as things stand. As there is the 6:32 of Bennett Arens from RS Competition. Alexander Abkazara has got past Arnold Domingo for 23rd place. Axel Goes, who didn't set a lap in qualifying last night, has started from 29th position, and get this, up to 21st now. And closing in on Zen Rudenberg for a place in the top 20. Fastest lap of the race. Oh, Kai Helitz, 54.441. And he's currently in 6th place, having started down 11th, and he's going to go for 5th. And he's got it. He's got past Clayton Ravenscroft. So Helitz is in that stage where he is going to the gym quite a bit, trying to put on some muscle. This is good testing for him ahead of maybe what could be a campaign for him next season. So Helitz up from 11th to what is now 5th place on the road. Clayton Ravenscroft, that did very well in qualifying last night. Good to see him back on good form. But the thing is, sometimes you need to reserve something. You need to have that little bit of mechanical sympathy awareness. And that's where this comes in. If you make it through to the top 30, you've got a really good opportunity of making sure that everything is dialed in for finals day tomorrow. And now, Kai Rilets isn't satisfied with 5th position. No, he's gunning for Noah Hip. Enter into turn 6 onto the Europolan. I'm just going to keep my eyes on him as he goes down the back straightaway. Won't go through on turn 7, but Kai Rilets, I'm very much I'm very much sure that he'll maybe get through maybe in the next corner or two, and through turn 9 on cue, he gets through up to 4th place. And Paul Fokima is only half a second up the road. We've got 60 seconds plus an additional lap of this race still to go. So there is still time to find. And Rilets at the moment is actually the quickest of those drivers in the top 5. Gets his head down. Hunter leads by just over 7.5 tenths of a second ahead of Luca Larini. Paul Fokima in 3rd. Kai Rilets not that far adrift now. Noah Hip in 5th. Clayton Ravenscroft, Sebastian Bailly as, the 656 is around, and that is Zemfant. He spanned the rear wheels up and nearly ended up having a bad rejoin as, Luca Costa's off the track coming out of turn number 3 in avoidance. So that was very, very close indeed. As we're fast approaching the end of the race. So it has not been easy for a few of the drivers as the timer now is approaching 0. And Paul Fokima better watch his 6 because here comes Kai Rilets. Right, time has hit 0. Last lap board is out. Kai Hunter leads by nearly 7.5 tenths of a second. Paul Fokima is still in 3rd behind Luca Larini. But Kai Rilets is unfazed, unrelenting, and is wanting to get past. So through in towards turn 6. Rilets does not go for the move, waits for the slipstream, which he now gets. Looks over his right shoulder to see Noah Hip behind. Through into turn 7, off of the chicane. As Kai Hunter, our race leader, comes through turn 9 for what is going to be the 12th and final time. Through into turn number 10. But now, Luca Larini, could he spring a surprise on the final corner? It could happen. Hunter goes defensive. Larini to the outside. Would he get the drag? Not too sure. Looks like that might not be the case as the check-it is out. Winning margin, 37 thousandths of a second. And it goes to Kai Hunter, who started 4th on the grid. Luca Larini started 5th, finished in 2nd. Paul Fokima started 3rd, finished in 3rd. Kai Rilets started down in 11th position, finished in 4th. Noah Hip started 9th ahead of Rilets and finished in 5th position. Clayton Ravenscroft started on pole, finished in 6th ahead of Enzo Calderas. Nick Coppens, Mathis Parlon and Sebastian Bailly, who completes the top 10. Beard Dorestein is 11th. Let's see if we can have a look at the rest of the results. There is a time penalty for a jump start that has been shown to Sebastian Bailly, so that will be amended rather quickly. So that will drop him out of the top 10. So before the change, and that will drop him down into 14th position. So 10th will be Beard Dorestein, Bennett Arens, Kevin Kramers, Justin Polman, Sebastian Bailly, then Milan Coppens. David Lackner will be 16th, ahead of Sem van Thiel. Nathan Schaefer, Jens van der Heyden, then Alexander Abkazava, Mitch Hainert, Zen Rudenberg, Luca Costa, Arnold Domingo from Hungary, Axel Goes, Corentin Franchi, and looks like Lars Zanin had a technical issue 2 laps from the end. Louis Jouin, Philip Keskik, and that is the last of the 29 finishers, but unfortunately those latter 2 did not make it to the end of the race.